Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorillas in the building. Hitting y'all upside the head with this morning paper. And what a hefty paper it is. Hopefully it doesn't give y'all a concussion, right? This is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal. It is a big deal. If you guys read the title, I know sometimes people just scroll up and they don't see the title. Right, they're scrolling through the videos and bada boom, bada bing, this is what we get. Rahmanullah, or Rahmanullah, Lakanwa, I think that's how it's pronounced. The DC shooter, the guy that drove all the way from Washington State to Washington DC to basically kill National Guards people. He has a very interesting background. I talked about that the other day. I talked about how he was a CIA asset. In fact, he was a CIA asset that was recruited at age 15 to basically assist special forces units in the killing of his own people, right? And this is what they do, right? This is what they do when they go into foreign nations and they want to destabilize, they want to take down another, they want to take down a regime of another nation because they're in the way. These are the type of things they do, right? First, they start with, they gather as many assets as they can from within that nation. It really does start as a propaganda campaign, right? On the ground, they have special forces and CIA agents. They'll infiltrate the nation. They will recruit assets. They will recruit people from that country. They'll start things. They'll organize whole rebel groups. They'll do this. They'll do these things. This is what our country does. This is what our government does. When we have our sights set on a country, for whatever reason, maybe it's their resources, maybe they're a threat to the US dollar, right? Might not even have to do it. Might not have anything to do with resources. It might have something to do with becoming a threat to the petrodollar, like, Muammar Gaddafi was, right? When he wanted to form an African Union and use actual gold, right, to trade and to buy oil and whatnot. Salute to my brother Drew Titan in the building. Salute to you. Salute to you, brother. Thank you for coming through. This is what they do, right? So what did they do? They organized rebellions. Yes, he was murdered. Yes. They organized rebel groups. Our country organized rebel groups in Libya to basically unseat, not just unseat, because Muammar Gaddafi was a force, right? He had been around for decades. They had been trying to kill this dude since the Reagan administration in the 80s. There was an attempt on his life. They struck a compound they thought he was staying in 1984. There is a long history of them trying to take Muammar Gaddafi down, and they were finally able to do it. And they used his own people against him. This is what our nation does. This is what our government does. This is what we do. Why do I say we? Well, Snapzilla, I didn't go over there. I didn't make those people in Libya turn against Muammar. Well, guess what you did do? You participated. You gave your consent to be governed. You voted for these people. You went out and you voted. You did all these things. You transferred your power over to these mongrels. You transferred your power, as did I, right? Because I pay taxes. I participate in the system, so I'm not excluding myself, right? I am part and parcel to these atrocities our government is committing all over the world. And this is just the reality, right? We give these people the ability. We We enrich them, right? We allow them. We sit back and we say, oh, well, we'll just wait for the next election to replace these people. Okay. But nonetheless, this is what we do. This is no different for Rahmanullah Lakanwa, right? Pardon me if I'm miscorrecting or mispronouncing his name. He was 15 years old. 15 years old. And for, I don't know if he was there, I don't know when they recruited him during this whole thing, but we were over there for over 20 years. Destabilizing or attempting to destabilize Afghanistan. We destabilized Iraq, we destabilized Libya, we destabilized whole entire nations all over the world. But we recruited him at age 15 to help. And what did they do? They used him, right, to commit atrocities against his own people. These special forces units, right, when they go on these missions, apparently he did something with GPS tracking. So I'm not sure if he was necessarily on the front lines, but he did participate, right? He did help with the GPS tracking. Whatever he did led to the ability for our government to basically exert our will on a foreign sovereign nation. Yeah. And so he had to live with this. And then during the Biden administration, when they pulled out of Afghanistan, he had to flee as well. He was vetted, all these different things. You know, Pam Bondi and them, they'll tell you, oh, it was the Biden administration. They let him over here. Well, during the Trump administration, he was given asylum, right? He was given asylum. So let's not play games here. Latressa Montgomery, salute to you. And the question was, well, why would he drive all the way across the country to kill National Guards people? Well, it may be because, and this is not 100% confirmed yet, and I'll keep you guys updated. It may be because, well, he was being blackmailed, right? By the Taliban in Afghanistan, because he has family in Afghanistan. So reportedly, he was basically threatened. His family was threatened. He had to carry out these attacks to protect his family, right? Reportedly. So the Taliban basically threatened to kill his family if he didn't carry this out. So this, again, is a result. At the end of the day, what happened to those National Guards people that were killed in Washington, D.C. was a result of U.S. government meddling, U.S. government manipulation, U.S. government terrorism, U.S. government tyranny. See, in the name of spreading democracy, we will destroy the lives of millions of people. And then, like Madeleine Albright would say, if this, right, and it's not just through military action, right? Not direct military action or military conflict. They also do it through sanctions. Sanctions can lead to millions of deaths if it's done right. Economic sanctions is an act of war. It's economic warfare. So we do a lot of different things to a lot of different countries that we want something from. And if the leaders of those countries aren't willing to bow down to the almighty U.S. government, they will use every tool against you. And like Madeleine Albright, if the sanctions and whatever meddling and bullshit that we do to another country results in the deaths of 500,000 children, it's worth it. That should tell you about how our government works and how our government leaders really think. So, do you really think that our government would care if Rahmanullah's family was threatened by the Taliban? So, because one might ask, well, why didn't he just go to the FBI? Why didn't he go to this government official or that government official? You really think they'd have gave a fuck? No, they wouldn't have gave a fuck. Because what do they care about his family in Afghanistan? They're not even American. They're not even American citizens. Why should our illustrious, so benevolent leaders, why should they care anything about Rahmanullah's family in Afghanistan? Well, who gives a fuck? Who cares? And this is probably what was going through his mind. He's probably seen a lot of things in Afghanistan that showed him that our government really does not give a fuck about its people, right? But at 15 years old, an impressionable young kid who was sold the dream. That's what our government does to these assets. They sell them a dream. Oh yeah, you don't worry about it. You come work for us. We'll make sure your family is safe. You become an American citizen. We'll spread democracy. You'll be free. Your mother can take off that headdress and that whatever she's wearing. I forgot what they call it. Oh yeah, she can drive a car. By the time we're done, yeah, your mom can become a lawyer. Yeah, whatever they sold him a dream at age 15 years old. So he did. He participated. He did the GPS tracking. He did whatever he did for the CIA through special force units that our government deploys. Now, and what was the end result? The end result, well, were those two National Guards people being shot, one dying and the other one still in critical condition as of this day. And here's the thing we need to understand about these National Guard deployments. Okay? Here's what we need to understand about these National Guard deployments. And this is what the young lady said. I've got her last name. I keep forgetting her name. The lady that died. Was that they're not doing anything. They can't do anything, right? They have no arrest power. They can't do any of that. Only thing they can do is basically, if they get fired on, they can fire back. I don't even know if they can do that. Now, understand that those National Guards people, they died as a direct result. I'm not even going to say an indirect result. A direct result of the military industrial complex doing what it does best. It's no good at all whatsoever. Destabilization, threats to millions of lives, the ending of millions of lives. What happened in 20 years in Afghanistan and Iraq? How many millions of people died? How many homes were destroyed? How many, how much land was scorched by our actions? Orange Lily for you says it seems odd. Brother, shouldn't you be focusing on driving? That's interesting that you asked that question, because I was focusing on driving. I don't understand what you're saying. That's how I was able to get from one point to another in my vehicle, by focusing on driving. Now, you writing in the comment section, in the chat, telling me about focusing on driving. Well, if you really wanted me to focus on driving, wouldn't you refrain from writing in the chat? Help me understand that. You guys are concerned about me driving, but you're writing in the chat, thereby making me more likely to be distracted by the chat. Make it make sense. Anyway, I'm not even going to blame Rahmanullah for this. If this is true, if these reports are true, if his family was indeed threatened by the Taliban in Afghanistan, I mean, you know, what do you want me to say about him? What do you want me to say? Did 2 National Guards people get shot? I feel bad for that. Someone is to blame for that, though, aren't they? Isn't there someone to blame? What are your thoughts on my comment? Genuinely curious. Which comment? The facts. That's facts, though. Which comment? How do you get my autograph? I don't know. Autograph for what? The dude who did it, what? The dude who did it is to blame? Are we sure? Do you know that every action has an equal and opposite reaction? The only comment I see is you say all that can happen. Then you say that's facts, though. I don't see any other comment before that. Yeah, I guess I don't see your comment. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Yes, Orange Lily for you. The Trump administration did indeed issue asylum to him. But every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If you make it your business, because it is a business, fomenting war, invading nations under the auspices of spreading freedom and democracy, it's a business. Perpetuating war, starting new wars, having a war. When has there been a year that we haven't had war? Since 2001. When has there been a year that we weren't at war? That there wasn't some type of conflict that we were involved in, or participating in, or using proxies for. Right? Because understand that the Ukrainian war is a proxy war, right? So even that, it's a proxy war. That must be understood. Not just an American proxy war, but a NATO proxy war. But I'm going to talk about that at another time. I'm going to talk about the agreement that NATO had with Russia in the 80s or in the 90s. Yeah, since the 90s, when they had an agreement, NATO had an agreement with Russia not to expand to the east. But that's going to be another story for another day. Now, again, look at any terrorist attack that occurs all over the world. Why do those things happen? Why do those things happen? See, because we like to think of things the way how we operate in the United States. We don't think globally. We think from an American perspective, right? Where we, the atrocities that were committed to us by our own government over centuries. Well, because of this thing we have called the Constitution, and because they give us the illusion, they feed us the illusion that we actually have a choice. Even though they're committing atrocities against us, we sit back and we don't fight back. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? And when we fight back, right? When we fight back, they call us, they say it's rioting. They'll tell you whatever lie they will tell you if you resist in any form or fashion. Well, in other nations, when a government or a power structure is committing atrocities against their people, they actually do fight back. They'll throw stones, they'll throw Molotov cocktails, they will replace whole governments. They've done that. They've done it in Egypt, in their own nation. Right? Look at what they were able to get the people of Libya to do to Muammar Gaddafi based on the lies, based on the manipulation of the U.S. government. They drug Muammar Gaddafi out into the streets and murdered him right there on camera. Because our government, our military, convinced them. And they will uproot a motherfucking, they will uproot their governments. They will uproot their regimes. They will uproot they'll get their ass out of here. They will fight. So imagine what they'll do if the military of another nation invades their own land and starts to do things. You think they're just going to sit back and allow it to happen? Or is it, even if you can recruit them at 15 years old and convince them to fight on your side against their own people because they sold you a lie, at some point you come to the realization that it was a lie. And you say, what the fuck? But now they have destroyed your homeland. They have made you an enemy of your own nation. And you've been allowed to come to the United States. And then you're like, well, it is what it is. This is the life I've been dealt. You know, I was lied to. You know, I was convinced that we would make positive change in my country. And what does the United States do? They hightail it. They get out of there. And it goes right back to the same way it was before we invaded in the first place. You feel like I never left the United States? I don't really give a shit. Benjamin, what does leaving the United States have to do with anything? I don't give a hot fuck what you're talking about. I don't care about your feelings. McGriddle says no because of the small hats. Well, the small hats have a lot to do with it, right? They have a lot to do with the destabilization of nations in the Middle East. They just don't participate in the conflicts unless it directly involves them. You're a first world citizen with no experience. You've no place to stand. I do have a place to stand. No, it's not facts. You have no idea what you're talking about, Benjamin. Zero idea what you're talking about at all. But I don't need your validation. I stand on my nuts. That's what I stand on. Don't worry about what I stand on. You ain't got no nuts. That's why I don't give a fuck if you're a combat vet. I don't give a hot shit. And what does you being a combat? So you participated in the atrocities. Congratulations. Congratulations. Because any combat vet with any fucking sense in moral grounding, they understand that they committed an atrocity. Keep taking behind the phone. You're talking, you don't even have a fucking picture. I'm on camera. Oh, I'm supposed to be, oh, I'm so scared. Oh, the combat vet, he wants to come for me. I don't give a hot fuck. You see my face? You see me out on the street? Try it. Try it. I'm not afraid of combat vets. Do you think I know combat vets. I respect them. And I really respect them when they understand what they participated in. You say, I'm saying your words mean nothing. Yet you're in here spitting words. You're in here typing words. Your words mean nothing. I don't give a fuck if you're a vet or not. Combat vet or otherwise. What that's supposed to mean? And salute to Rickles. Orange Lily for you says, who doesn't have a place to stand? Our people built this country. Facts. But you go ahead and be proud of the atrocities you participated in. Go ahead and try to convince me that you did such a great thing. Give a fuck if you're a combat vet or not. It's supposed to mean something to me. Yeah. I respect combat vets that don't have to run around and because they disagree with somebody, they have to spew out, I'm a combat vet, so you're wrong. Blood is on my hands too. I'm glad you acknowledge that blood is on your hands. Thank you. I don't have to do any more work. Congratulations. Realize in the building. Thank you. Salute to you, Queen. Thank you for coming through. Oh yeah, the hate is absolutely real. Well, what is combat vetting? I was at war, idiot. So what? You were at war. Congratulations. What do you want, a cookie? Because people attacked us. What people? Name 5 of them. Who attacked you? Go ahead. Tell me. You've been in, I've been there. You haven't took. I don't. Orange Lilies for you says so is my. I know combat vets. So what? Who attacked us? Who attacked you? Are you talking about 9/11? What are we talking about? Weapons of mass destruction? The lies? Congratulations, you fell for the lies. I can read, but you definitely don't know how to write. I don't know what you want me to do. A lot of the combat vets that I know that are respectable, and they don't have to brag and feel, oh, I feel so great about being a combat vet. When they mention that they're combat vets, it's for a purpose. I'm saying I'm a combat vet. I've been there to say you still don't know how to write. I don't get it. Rickle says Canadian vets. So what? So what if I haven't? And so what? So what? And what? Tell me what me not being there and you being there, what does that mean? What does that have to do with anything? Does that change the fact that Rahmanullah was a CIA asset? Experience is the teacher of all things. All right, tell me what about your experience makes me wrong. What makes me incorrect? What are you disputing? Are you disputing something I'm saying? Or you just want to come in here and feel good because you're a combat vet? Which one? Listen, I'm not intimidated by the combat vet thing. Was Rahmanullah not, or was he not a CIA asset that was recruited at 15 to go against his own people? Oh, so now you want to leave. Now you want to leave. PGH Big Dog, salute to you. What does you being a combat vet change the fact that Rahmanullah was recruited at 15 as a CIA asset to work with special forces units to go against this people, or to help destabilize a country? What does that have to do with anything? No, he can't support his position. So it's about, oh, you're not a combat vet. It's an ad hominem attack. I don't give a shit if I'm not. I'm glad I'm not a combat vet. I'm glad I did not have to go there and suffer through the things that people I know had to suffer through because of certain things they saw and certain atrocities they witnessed and sometimes had to participate in. It is what it is. You want me to bow to you. You want me to concede because you're a combat vet. That's not how this works. Yeah, I don't roll like that. Anyway, it is what it is. See, Rahmanullah would not have done this if the United States had not been over in Afghanistan fucking around in the first place. But here's the justification for us going over there. The 9/11 thing, right? That's the justification. 9/11. That's what they'll tell you. You know, that's what they use to bring the Patriot Act into law, to infringe on your rights. The very thing they're using or trying to use to commit wholesale slaughter and murder over in Venezuela, the same thing they're using. Oh, all we got to do is designate somebody a terrorist or a terrorist group, and we can just go in and kill anybody. This is the justification, 9/11. Because they convinced you that a cave dweller, so they call him, Osama bin Laden, who, by the way, used to do business with the Bushes. Because they convinced you that Osama bin Laden masterminded 9/11. But most of the people they say were on those planes, the hijackers, were from Saudi Arabia. They were Saudi Arabian, most of them. They convinced you that Tower 7 or Building 7 in the World Trade Center fell into his own footprint, was not even touched by a plane, but because of the immense pressure wave from the other buildings, it came down. This is what they told you. This is why we went over in Afghanistan. This is why we went over to Iraq, because they convinced you that these buildings fell into their own footprint because Osama bin Laden had Saudi Arabians hop on planes and fly into a building. That's what they convinced you of. So you can hold on to that. Benjadik. Hold on to it. Use it to assuage your guilt. And then go and attack people who want to have a discussion about why people like, Rahmanullah did what they did. Or Lily for you says, salute to Kagar J, salute to you. Yeah, TSA as well. Yeah, the Department of Homeland Security. Orange Lily for you says, we don't even need a foreign sludge to sustain our economy. Clean renewable energy right here can be used. It can. Lying is not good, sir. What did I lie about? I'm giving y'all the opportunity. I got 5 minutes. Tell me what I lied about. Obama was not born in Pakistan. Look it up. Osama was not born in Pakistan. Look it up. When did I say that Osama bin Laden was from Pakistan? Did I ever say that? Did I even talk about where Osama bin Laden was from? Help me understand this. Who told you Osama bin Laden was from Afghanistan? Our government. When did I say Osama bin Laden from Afghanistan and Pakistan? When did I say that Osama bin Laden was from Pakistan? He was from Saudi Arabia as well. Okay, so what? Where'd you get that information? When did I say he wasn't Saudi Arabian? Where did he operate? Where did he do his thing? Where was the Bushes doing business with him? Was it in Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia? Yeah, y'all making shit up. Stop being zesty. Just make your point. All right. Here comes another homoerotic fantasy having motherfucker telling me what to do. That ain't gonna work up in here, pimping. Yeah, you can go on about your business with that shit. Listen, especially you faggots out there, you homosexuals, you homosexual males. Don't push your homoerotic fantasies on me and then lash out at me because you find me attractive. Go on about your business. You ain't got to stay here. Put the tissue and the lotion down and scroll up. That's all you got to do. So anyway, I'm still waiting on someone to tell me where I lied. Osama bin Laden is from Afghanistan. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about, this Saudi Arabia bullshit. Where did he operate? He operated in Afghanistan. He had his organization in Afghanistan. He did business with the Bushes in Afghanistan. I don't give a fuck with this Saudi Arabia bullshit. Never said he was from Pakistan. What I said was that most of the hijackers from 9/11 that they say were hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. Simple. I mean, who are calling? No one's calling me Saudi. Or oh, no, I don't. You're absolutely right. Orange Lily for you. No, it ain't definitely on one. Yeah, I'm definitely not for them. Absolutely not. No, I'm strictly Clitly. Yeah. You know, when I see beautiful women, I don't understand why a man would be attracted to another man. But y'all have at it. Y'all do what y'all do. Anyway, the bottom line is, if it's true, well, even if his family was not being threatened by the Taliban, it's still on the U.S. government, right? Because you can't keep meddling and pushing and prodding at other nations and think that nothing's going to happen. He's from a well-established family, Saudi family. He operated in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Not sure what you're getting to. The Chris London. I don't care what you're talking about. I really don't. I don't give a shit what you're saying at all. At all. So then answer me this. If he's Saudi Arabian and he comes from an established Saudi Arabian family, and most of the hijackers were Saudi, why did we invade Afghanistan? I think you're missing the point entirely. Why did we invade Afghanistan and Iraq and not Saudi Arabia? Because I don't know if you remember, at first we were trying to invade Iraq because we said that he was harboring Osama bin Laden, that he was hiding Osama bin Laden in his country. Saddam Hussein was. That's what we said. And then when that didn't work, when that didn't get the support, they said that he had weapons of mass destruction. But what are you disputing? What do you mean, what am I getting to? What I'm getting to is they fucking lied to you about 9/11. What you don't understand? Mookie Johnson says the shit I found out when I got to Afghanistan, y'all just be ready so you don't got to be ready. Mookie Johnson, salute to you. So you're a combat vet? Do you think that what you guys did over there was on the level? Do you think that tell me what you think about what you guys participated in over there. Do you think that it was such a great thing and that you should be honest? Do you think you're a hero for what you guys did over there in Afghanistan? Is my question. Not saying you're a monster. No, you're not. Because I feel like a lot of people were fooled and tricked, including so many soldiers, right? They thought they were over there doing the right thing. They thought they were being sent over there for the right reasons. Chris Londoner, what you said you're just trying to participate. Okay, well, tell me where, how does that, what does that change if Osama bin Laden is Saudi Arabian, but we invaded Afghanistan, and most of the hijackers were Saudi Arabian. What does that change? Yes, they lied to Colin Powell, and Colin Powell pushed the lie. Resources. What resources do you want? What do you want resources for what? Just fact check me. What do you mean? I'm in my car. If I had the ability to show you the resources, I would. I'm in my vehicle. But you could just fact check me. You don't have to believe me. If I were in front of my computer, I would show you where I got the source, where my source was. Just look it up. My friends are still getting therapy and want no reminders of some of the experiences. I know that people that are, yes, I know people going through the same thing. Yep, opium and big pharma. Chris Londoner says, I agree with you. Afghanistan has a lot of rare earth materials. Iraq was for oil. Yes. That's what I'm saying. See, this is that Benjamin character. He was in here earlier. Claimed he was a combat vet. Claimed. I don't believe him. But, I'll let him live with his fantasy. He was mad at me for some reason. Couldn't tell me why other than telling me that, oh, I'm a combat vet and you're not. I was over there and you weren't. So, what's the point? Lucas Ward says, I think that fella was talking about resources. Oh, gotcha. Salute. Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I got sources. I can post the article that I read in the description if you guys want it. This information is out there, y'all. I'm surprised they even admitted to us that he was a CIA asset. I find that very peculiar myself. Because they didn't have to tell us that. But it was probably going to come out anyway, so they just got ahead of it. Now, if his family was threatened in Afghanistan, I mean, what was he going to do? Go to the American authorities? And what were they going to do? They weren't going to do shit. You push people to the brink, and you wonder why they go over the edge. It is what it is. Spiral Moss says, friend of mine was peacekeeping Irish Ranger in the East Timor. He came home a different man, as they do. Mookie Johnson says, I know we was over there earning a paycheck. I thought I was doing one thing and it turned out to be something else. There are bad people, but it's like sending an army after gangs. Oh, they're going to be bad people. Absolutely. Yeah, they're bad people. Listen, Sharia law, how they treat women and stuff. Yeah, that's absolutely atrocious. But we didn't go over there for that. You can beat an enemy that looks like the civilians. Yes. For Kicking says, do yourself. You'll find out the U.S. gave reparations to both nations and the Taliban. Well, we definitely gave their ass reparations when we left $80 billion worth of military equipment in that goddamn airfield that we left over there, abandoned and allowed them to take over. We definitely gave them reparations, for sure. Where can you get a hoodie like that? Well, my homegirl, she has a YouTube channel. She goes by Queen's Throne on YouTube. I think she's been a while since she did content. But go check out Queen's Throne on YouTube. I got this years ago. when she was a lot more active. All right, salute to you, Mookie Johnson. I appreciate you. Check out Queen's Throne. Yeah. She might still have, as a matter of fact, I hit her up yesterday because I want to do a story on Alfred Kinsey, the sexologist that really a wildcat. But she did a lot of research and a lot of videos on Alfred Kinsey, and they took her YouTube channel down because of it. Like, she had all kind of shit, and I wanted to get some of those videos from her because she did a lot of great legwork on that, and I wanted to showcase it on my channel. Anyway, y'all got to get out of here. Salute to Mookie Johnson. He said 56 people and 28 likes. Double tap the screen. Why not? Latressa Montgomery says they are still going around the world acting like Debo. Excuse me, taking people's shit. You know, that's how we operate. That's how we maintain power. That's how we maintain influence all over the world. It's just what we do. Right? And Venezuela's the next target. I'm also going to do a Orange Lily for you. Do me a favor. Get this homoerotic motherfucker out of here. I'm not dealing with this shit today. This shit's crazy. Yeah. Crazy as hell. Anyway, them people are, they're absolutely mentally ill. But it's the YouTube world. It is what it is. Thank you, Latressa. So yeah, I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. Look forward to Sunday, because Sunday I'm gonna be going live with I was supposed to go live with him yesterday, but I got swamped with work. And we couldn't get the live stream together. I just didn't have time. No problem, Latressa. Peace to everybody. So look out for Sunday. I'm going to be doing a live stream on brother, an actual combat vet, Trill Will. So he did 2 tours in Afghanistan, was in the Marines for 8 years. So he has a very unique perspective. So I'm going to be doing some work with him on Sunday, probably around 12 or 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So y'all look out for that. But I'll be doing more content in between now and then. We'll do some work together. See, we're both vets. He's a combat vet. I'm not. So, you know, you're going to have 2 great perspectives. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. Convos with Cam. Salute to the beautiful Convos with Cam. Salute to my queen sister. Thank you, Realize. Thank you. Peace and blessings, guys. Stay up. Stay live. Listen, man, don't be fooled by the okie doke. This dude is no more, in my opinion. I'm not condoning what he did to those National Guards people, right? They did not deserve that. They did not deserve to be shot by him. They did not. As simple as that. But Rahmanullah is not the only responsible party for that atrocity. What was done to him at age 15 is absolutely criminal, right? So just keep that in mind when you think about that, all right? All right, much love, like, share, subscribe, and let's keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace.